A unique experience that we had at Winchester. So initially we were supposed to have a GEMS review. However, we, the students of year 9 and 10, were given the opportunity to observe lessons between FS1 to year 9. So we were provided with the KHDA criteria as well as observation forms in which we were told to fill in what we saw in the lesson and how it progressed, what we would like to see in the lesson. So we were allowed to walk into any classes that we were given, so each of us were given a certain grade. So we had an allotted time for this, so it would be 20 minutes per class within an hour. Each of us would do among almost 8 classes every day, and we summarize our points, and then we'd have a meeting at the end to conclude our observation.
Yeah. So when we had first come into the observation on day 1, we had very set criteria on what we thought a brilliant or an outstanding lesson would be. So at first we came up with a stereotypical lesson, that would have a lot of ICT use, would have a lot of activities and lots of fancy resources, would be considered an outstanding lesson. However, by the end of day 2, our entire perspectives on that completely changed. So rather than having ICT skills, we found the importance of making sure that each individual student is able to make some sort of progress, or at least most of the students are making progress. That would be an outstanding lesson. And it was amazing to see that the feedback that we gave the teachers at the end of day 1, in day 2 we saw that actually being used in the classrooms, and up till now, further on in our lessons, we were able to see that the teachers have been able to establish new activities using the feedback that we had given them.
Yeah. And speaking of perspectives, my perspective completely changed when I saw that the focus was actually on the students and not the teacher themselves. Because normally when I was in my normal classroom, I'd always see the teacher being the one who's frightened when the inspector comes into the room, not the students. But then when I did the inspection myself and I looked at the criteria, I was shocked because I saw all the feedback pertaining to that of students. Are the students engaged? Have the students progressed? Is whether the students have taken the initiative themselves. And I feel as though that after seeing that criteria and after grading various lessons, I feel as though I know what an outstanding lesson is from just a few seconds.
And personally, I got to go in with the FS1 and the FS2. And that was just an amazing experience in a whole, because I got to witness them experience learning through different methods that I haven't seen before. And honestly, it's inspired me to be a teacher myself. And I thought that this would be a very good idea to implement in secondary. And this is actually being practiced right now, so that was a bonus to this whole review that we've done. And with this experience, the students were able to put in their perspectives on their learning styles. And this also helped for teachers because they had a different idea on what the learning style should be in a classroom. And we were actually able to bridge this gap between them. So now we understand that this is what the students want in a lesson and this is what a teacher wants in a lesson. And in a sense, we can find a neutral ground.